I took a chainmail class about 6 years ago, actually at Little Street Gallery, and I totally fell in love with it because I love doing meticulous things with my hands. So I started making beaded jewelry when I was 8, and for whatever reason, like tiny little seed beads just got my motor running, so I just started making as much jewelry as possible, designing stuff. And like I said, with the chainmail, I fell in love with it.
Welcome to Chicago Arts. For this episode, we sat down with Vanessa Walilko, founder of Cali Butterfly. Vanessa is a designer of chainmail and jewelry.
It's funny because I started, actually I went to college in sociology. That's how I got my degree. I worked as a research assistant, actually doing domestic violence research with a professor, in the women's studies department. So reading transcripts with interviews from abusive men was kind of dark, and I just always loved working with my hands, and I liked making jewelry, so I decided to abandon all of that. And that's when I started working for a couple jewelry designers. I hit a point where I couldn't work for anybody anymore, and about a year ago, I just decided, like, all right, I'm going to blow through my savings, but by the end of this year, I'm going to have a self-sustaining business where I can make jewelry, make a living off of it, and it's worked out like gangbusters, thankfully. Clothing really started because anytime I get into something, I have to make the biggest and best thing that I can. It's just, there's some weird brain chemistry going on, but that's how it works. So like with the beadwork, first I started making like little bracelets, and then I'm doing full bead embroidered collars. I'm actually working on a dress right now that's going to have bead embroidery all the way down the front. And so with chainmail, it starts out with bracelets, then what can I make? So making a shrug out of 15,000 jump rings. And then that's not enough, so I have to make a jacket with 30,000 jump rings. And then once I introduce the scales into my work, okay, let's make a jacket out of that, and then making a vest out of that. Yeah, I mean, it's really funny because I've always dealt with people seeing me and seeing the work that I do and my interests and seeing this total disconnect. I mean, it's very much cognitive dissonance. And the questions I've gotten, people have asked me about who I am and what I believe, or even the music I listen to. I'm just always really surprised. Like, I'll get people who ask me if I'm a witch, and then people who ask me if I listen to Matchbox 20, and it's like, no, actually, it's something else entirely. My background is my interest in mythology. I've just always been interested in ancient cultures and ancient beliefs. It started out being obsessed with ancient Egyptian mythology when I was younger, and so I think that informs a lot of my work. But I never really set out to make something or really do something profound. It's just sort of whatever idea comes into my head that I think is going to be cool, I make it. I try to have as much fun with art as possible. I feel like with me, there's a dialogue with the piece that just because I have this idea doesn't mean that that's what it's supposed to be. Like, as I'm working on it, it evolves and it tells me what it needs to be, and then the piece gets made, and it's usually cooler than what I originally came up with. I think exploring alternative spirituality and different ideas led me to the place I am now, which is essentially, I don't believe any of us have any idea what happens after. All you can be sure of is what is here right now. So you better have the time of your life while you can, and just appreciate whatever comes your way.
Thank you to everyone who voted for Vanessa on Google Moderator, and we encourage you to suggest and vote for groups and individuals you would like us to interview. For more information on Vanessa, her work, and Cali Butterfly, visit calibutterfly.com. You can find Cali Butterfly jewelry on Etsy, as well as at shops around Chicago. You can find all pertinent information and links in the info section of this video. Thank you for watching Chicago Arts. Be sure to join us for our next episode, and stay informed by subscribing to our channel. We want to hear what you think, so please take a moment to comment on our programming. Thank you again from Chicago Arts.